Time, folks. Hello, everyone. Happy
We're live.
Monday. It is the 22nd. How did January fly by this fast?
Crazy. I cannot believe it. It was just
Well,
hopefully this whole year doesn't fly by too. I hate that.
hey, I just want to get to 2025 when Epic Universe opens.
Oh my god, I know. I'm so excited we're talking about it today because I
Yep.
cannot believe that we have a whole new park to explore soon.
Soon, soon, soon. And it's like agonizing watching we'll be talking about that real soon.
Yes.
But let's check in. We got some folks in the chat already. Michael Bingham saying feet don't fail me now. He's excited for Mardi
Woohoo.
Gras
Me
season at
too.
Universal. And yes, we will definitely be talking about that for sure. Blossom and Michelangelo, as always, in
Hello.
Derico's Corner. Welcome, folks. And we'll just give it a couple seconds, see if a few more people join in. I know you've probably got a busy day of packing and getting ready for your trip.
I just kind of finished. It is might be overweight. I never check a
No,
bag, so
no, never,
but
ever check.
I have to because I'm going on back-to-back cruises, so I'm going to be away for 2
Oh,
weeks. So,
oh, that's right. That's
yes.
right.
So I'm
And
checking my bag. Oh.
and I might see you in between at Magic King. I don't know if it's going to work out though because we are seeing um
Cirque du
Cirque du
Soleil.
Soleil that night at 5:30. What time
Okay.
do you think you'll be getting to Disney World?
At like that around then.
So
Yeah.
you're gonna try to slide it and see like the last showing of Country Bears.
Yes.
You and about a billion other bloggers. So good luck
Yeah.
with that.
I know. I'm staying at the Grand Floridian, so I'll be right there. So I don't really have an excuse other than I don't want to deal with the inconvenience of waiting, but I
Right.
don't know. I want to see. I don't have to see the last one. I just want to see something.
Well, I'm gonna get there earlier in the day and say my farewell to Blood on the Saddle. So, well, it looks like we've got a good number of people logging in, so we are gonna jump right into this thing in three, two.
Please lower your head and watch your step while boarding.
Welcome to the Attractions Podcast. You are all clear for dispatch. Have fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 227 of the Attractions Podcast, sponsored by MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. I am Seth.
And I'm Carly.
And we are here to talk to you about the latest and greatest in theme park news and more, as well as what's going on in our own lives. Carly, how have you been, and where are you off to next?
I have been great. I have been in I call it hibernation and homework mode. I am getting ready to go on 2 back-to-back cruises. One is the Disney Fantasy for a week. That will be more relaxing vacation with my mother. But first, I am going on the world's largest cruise ship tomorrow, Royal Caribbean's Icon of the Seas. Tomorrow is the naming ceremony. So excited, but it is, if you follow it at all, very overwhelming. There's a lot, and I'll be covering 4 attractions, so I wanted to make sure that I have a game plan because you really can't do it all in 3 days. You probably can't even do it all in a week.
Yeah.
So I've been studying, watching tours of the ship to really like familiarize myself. So that won't really be a vacation, but I want to make sure I can do as much as I can and share it.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to see all of your coverage. I am very jealous. I did the media cruise on the Wonder of the Sea, which
Love the
used to be
Wonder.
the biggest, and I salute you. Thoughts and prayers about trying to see everything on that enormous ship in just 3 nights.
Yes, but I have my
It'll
priorities.
be very exhausting.
Yes, there's a new food hall, which is a priority,
Yes.
the new swim up bar, and of course the water park.
They've got a serious water park on that thing.
Yes, so that's my those are my priorities. I'm gonna do
Excellent.
it, and yeah, I'm very excited. I have a little GoPro, so we're
Yay.
gonna be doing some videos for attractions. I'm also doing Crown's Edge, which is that insane ropes course.
I cannot wait to see your GoPro video of
There will
you
be
screaming
bleeping.
on that. Yes. Have to cut out the audio for sure.
Yes,
Well,
so should be fun.
my week is not nearly as exciting as yours. I did get a visit over to Universal. A nice cold day, but kept the crowds down a little. I got to ride Hagrid's at the middle of the day with only a 45-minute wait.
Whoa.
So yeah, that
Crazy.
tells us it was a bit of a slow day, and also paid a visit to the Festival of the Arts, which is going on right now at Epcot. Love that event.
I love
Um,
it. Yeah, I'll be squeezing in a little bit of Festival of the Arts in between the cruises, and then at the end of the Disney Fantasy, I will be there for opening of Mardi Gras at Universal, which we're going to be
Excellent.
talking about on the show. It is one of my favorite festivals.
Well, hopefully I can run into you at Mardi
Yes.
Gras. If I don't run into you at the Magic Kingdom for closing day of the Country Bears,
Yes.
that one is definitely gonna bring out all the bear fans.
Yes,
So,
this Friday, pour one out for the Bears.
yep, I will definitely be there. All right. Well, before without any further ado, I think it is time for us to jump into the news in the queue. First up, this is something that I know you and I are both very excited with. 2025 seems like a long way away when we see how Epic Universe is growing so quickly. And this week we've got a look at the classic Monsters Windmill. It's alive.
It
And
is
it is
alive.
out from the scaffolding.
Yes, and obviously Universal hasn't formally announced this
Yes.
land. They only have announced one, the Super Nintendo World, which they announced last year at the opening of Super Nintendo World Hollywood. But I mean, come on, this is it.
We will start with the standard legal disclaimer that yes, nothing is official and confirmed until Universal blah blah blah, and this is all based on speculation and permits and rumors, and we know what it is. Come on, it's Dark Universe, it's the classic Universal monsters, and what we have is a windmill that looks an awfully lot like the windmill from the classic original Frankenstein that the villagers with the pitchforks and torches burned down at the end of the movie. And from the permits, we know that there are gas lines running to this thing. So we expect this. Even the trademark, they've trademarked burning the burning windmill as the name of a bar and restaurant. So that's what it is, folks.
Mike, I can't wait to say, hey, you want to meet me at the Burning Windmill?
Exactly. The burning blade, I think. Burning blade.
Oh.
Yeah. So that is coming along real quick, as is the portal. For the Epic Universe, every land is going to have a portal that you enter through to get in and out. And this one, the one for the Classic Monsters area, is topped with like one of these giant, I don't know if it's called a Tesla coil or one of these giant kind of electric apparatus that Frankenstein's monster was brought to life using.
I love this concept because, my only reference is Super Nintendo World in Hollywood, how you go through a portal, the exit's on another side. It just really adds to that kind of immersive feel of the land. Like you will be all consumed in this land.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Diagon Alley, you have to go through the hole in the wall, except this will be a much more obvious hole in the wall. They still have the problem at Diagon Alley with people walking past and never realizing that there's another land back there. So these will be very obvious portals, but they will totally screen out everything from the outside world. These aerial photographs that we have from, as always, from BioReconstruct, thank you for all of your work, really shows off how the village is developing. And this dark ride, this massive indoor dark ride inside Frankenstein's manor, that is, how are we going to say it? The rumors, the speculation, the plans. It's a Kuka robo arm ride, very much like Forbidden Journey, but physical sets and animatronics instead of domes. None of those carousel dome screens. Just big sets and going to be an absolutely massive show building. You
So
see,
excited for this. I love a good dark ride, and I feel like this is gonna take some of the technology of, like, Secret Lake
Mhm.
of Pets, where you have physical set pieces, but then also some projections and
Yes.
animatronics, and it's gonna be mind-blowing.
Yeah, our understanding is that it's physical sets that are then extended using LED screens to
Love
make
it.
them seem bigger and deeper than they are, and some really advanced animatronics. We've seen a patent for a walking Frankenstein's monster animatronic that we might see show up in the pre-show in here. We're definitely going to get, this whole first area here, the whole manor that you see is basically queue and pre-show areas. And as the view zooms out, you can see that which looks huge is actually just a tiny portion, and
Wow.
the actual ride is this enormous show building. There's going to be a lot in there. There's going to be a lot in there, and it's very exciting. And it's not the only attraction in the land that is coming along quickly.
Yep.
There is also the Curse of the Werewolf roller coaster. That is a family launched spinning roller coaster that we think is going to go both forwards and backwards. And we can see right here the progress on this show building that you're going to launch through. We think that's where an animatronic werewolf's going to be.
Ooh, so it's mostly outdoors, but there is just a little bit that is
Mostly
indoors, correct?
mostly outdoors. There's gonna be lots of trees. You can see the greenage, the foliage going in. So, they're building basically a whole forest around this, and, like I said, the cars are going to spin. It's not a super intense coaster. It's, family friendly, but still should be pretty thrilling. And, that brings us right back around to this Burning Blade restaurant. And we can see in these pictures how quickly this thing went up. Scaffolding is gone, and it is looking great. It looks, like we said, very similar to what you see in that 1931 film.
This is incredible. I keep thinking, like, when are we gonna start seeing previews? Like, it could
Yeah.
be December, you know?
Well, the Um, December of 2024, maybe. As you can see, buildings going up, but that's a lot of brown. The streets are still literally mud.
Mhm.
And I can remember when I worked for Universal Orlando when Islands of Adventure was being built, and going out on the construction site with a hard hat and seeing, buildings looking really intact and rides starting to cycle. But literally the streets were still dirt. And that's a lot of paving that's got to get done. There's a lot of things that need to happen before anyone who's not part of the construction team can be in there. So, December, maybe, maybe not. But this is going to open in summer of 2025, but I think we're going to see previews long before then.
Oh, yeah. So you
Maybe
think
even
several
early
months,
spring. Yeah,
AP previews, like a couple months of it? I
ab-
mean,
absolutely. I think that they are going to want to thoroughly, thoroughly test this. Let people be guinea pigs. I can remember back when Animal Kingdom opened, there was times where you could buy preview tickets, and for a very reasonable price, go in for a few hours and basically be a guinea pig. And if anything broke down, you really couldn't complain.
right.
So, I think that they're going to want to make sure that everything is you know broken in and running reliably before that summer 2025 comes around. Um, Lots more construction to keep up with, and honestly, we have to always tip our hat to Alicia Stella of Theme Park Stop for digging into all these permits, and BioReconstruct for supplying the amazing aerial photography. Follow both of them on social media, please.
Yeah, it's been really fun to follow along. I
Yep.
cannot wait. This is gonna be wonderful.
Yep. One last little tease in the How to Train Your Dragon area. Keep an eye out for Grog and Gruel. Sounds tasty. It's the sign that is above one of the restaurants in the upcoming How to Train Your Dragon land.
Crazy. Visible signage over a year ahead.
Yes, it is coming along. All right, next up. If you are a ice hockey fan and you are out in Southern California, you can celebrate Anaheim Duck Days at DCA coming up this year. It is taking place on both February 22nd and 23rd. They've expanded their one-day celebration 2 days in honor of the hockey team's 30th anniversary.
Yeah, this is a very popular event every year. I'm not really a hockey fan, so I always look to see what they offer because there's specialty food, there's a cavalcade and whatnot. But if you are a hockey fan, that is very cool.
I grew up attending New Jersey Devils games, and that's a good way to ensure that you will not become a hockey fan. But the Anaheim Ducks, which were originally called the Mighty Ducks after the 1992 movie, they've been around since 1993. They were renamed in 2006, but the Ducks are celebrating their legacy of 30 years in DCA. And Hollywoodland is the place to go when a rope drop on the 22nd or 23rd. That's where you want to head to get your wristband to participate in these activities. They are free, but capacity is limited. So if you are a Ducks fan and you want to participate in the stuff that's going on, get there early on the 22nd or 23rd. Some of the things that are happening include a celebratory cavalcade with current players on the 22nd and legacy players on the 23rd. You can have a photo op with the iconic Stanley Cup on the 23rd in Paradise Gardens Park. And on both days, there is going to be a fan zone in Hollywoodland where they're going to have special food, merchandise, and some activities where you can test your hockey skills and even draw a Disney duck at the Animation Academy.
Oh, I would love to do that. That's like one of my favorite things at DCA.
Yes, the Animation Academy inside the Disney Animation Building is definitely one of those hidden gems of the park. You just got to make sure if it's a special character or a unique character, they have a schedule inside, and you want to line up early because those things can fill up. I remember every time I've been there, they do Grogu once or twice a day, and those are always like a half hour before. They're always already full.
I line up so early because I'm like, I don't want to miss the specialty characters, especially during Halloween.
Absolutely, yeah. If meeting the hockey players is important to you, if you want to participate in the meet and greet, you are gonna need one of these wristbands, and those are going to be distributed, like I mentioned, in Hollywoodland at rope drop. So get there early. They're not signing autographs. Don't bring anything to be signed. It's just a photo op and a meet and greet. Okay, and it's the reservations are limited, so it's not guaranteed, subject to availability. And if you stick around till the evening, they are going to have a party with some Anaheim Ducks power players and DJs, including Jojo Maestrato, and even a live band in the evening.
Very cool.
Yep, a lot of stuff going on, and you can head to disneyland.com/Anaheim Duck Days for more information. All right, next up, coming back here to Walt Disney World, we finally have an opening date of July 1st, 2024 for the newly rebuilt cabins at Fort Wilderness.
Yay.
This is, Fort Wilderness started out as a rustic campground and has gone glamping over the years. They long had these kind of trailer-like cabins that were they were kind of 80s, 90s. They were vintage. They were a little dated. Now they are starting on July 1st, and with additional cabins opening throughout the year, they've got a new lineup of private cabins that sleep 6. Some of them it can even accommodate dogs, and they are quite luxurious inside for a campground.
This is definitely more my style. I will say I did love staying there as a kid. There's
Yeah.
something so special about getting that golf cart and going around, but I haven't really had the desire to go back because again, it does feel very 90s and whatnot. But with this refresher, there's gonna be a little adorable Chip and Dale artwork. There's river country nods. I cannot wait to stay here.
Pour one out for river country.
Yes.
Yeah, and they've also got all the amenities that you would expect of a deluxe Disney hotel room. You've got your queen size bed, you've got twin bunk beds, plus a queen size Innova bed in the living room area if you want to pull that out. But you also get a fully equipped kitchen, refrigerator, dishwasher, microwave, and a full-sized oven and range. So if you are the kind of family that wants to save money on vacation by cooking your own food, that could work out for you.
Yes, I think that's really nice. I am excited to stay here. I won't be cooking anything because I'm going to go into what you do.
Absolutely. Well, that's the other great thing is that when you stay at these, you get access to all of the amenities at Fort Wilderness. The horseback riding at the Tricircle D Ranch, the fishing holes, the walking trails, the campfire sing-along that they do with Chip and Dale. But most importantly, you can just head right on over to the Hoop-de-Doo review.
Absolutely.
If you are interested in these DVC sales for these cabins, if you're an existing DVC member, February 1st, 2024 is the day when you can start making purchases. But on February 15th, if you've added points on at the cabins, you can start booking your stays online or through member services. February 27th is when they DVC sales open up to the general public, and then March 12th. If you're a new DVC member, that's when you can start booking. And all DVC members can book online, even if you don't have home points here, starting April 23rd.
Yes, and they did say that soon we'll know about regular guests.
Yes.
I'm not DVC, but anyone that's not DVC can stay at these resorts, but it's just a little bit more limited inventory, and they haven't announced anything about the details for that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not a DVC genius. I'm not. But correct me if I'm wrong. The cabins traditionally were just rentals. They were not DVC property.
They were not. No, so this is being converted to a DVC.
And back when this whole idea of renovating these cabins first came up, I believe that Fort Wilderness was supposed to be getting a dedicated DVC section that was called Reflections, or they cleared land over on the shoreline not far from Hoop-de-Doo, and then that was abandoned. So I guess this was their quick and dirty way of selling more DVC at Fort Wilderness without having to build big buildings from scratch.
So they're using all the footprint of the cabin, which is really interesting. So I guess they're taking it down to like the studs. But then once it's all done, I guess by the end of the year, every single one of them will be DVC. So it's called the Cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, which is what the DVC name is. I did a lot of diving into this because it is a little confusing to explain because it's still overall Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, but the cabins at Fort Wilderness are DVC.
So the bottom line is that if you're a non-DVC person who this was like the place where you would always
You're fine.
rent, hopefully you'll still be able to find availability. But it'll probably be harder because I imagine if these are popular with DVC folks, they're going to get first dibs.
Absolutely. I think there's like 350 or something. I mean, there's really not that many comparative to a standard hotel, with rooms.
Looking forward to gate crashing next holiday season and seeing how they're all decorated, because that's the best part of Fort Wilderness, the way people dress up for the holidays. All right, next up, SeaWorld Orlando has filed plans for another on-site hotel, and this one is going to be connected to Discovery Cove, at least according to plans that they have filed with Orange County. SeaWorld Orlando has never really been a resort. They've, had 3 parks. They've got SeaWorld, they've got Aquatica, and they've got Discovery Cove, but they've never really had their own on-site resort. They've just had nearby hotels that they partner with. Well, they have now launched what this one is called Project Starbird, and it follows on Project Canopy, which we found out about late last year. And between the two of them, it looks like they are making a play to be a real resort.
I love it because you know what? I'm all for staying somewhere and then I could also take an Uber or Lyft or a rental car to Disney World. So
Mhm.
I think this is a good game that they're getting into. They are crazy with the rides. I mean, it's like they keep opening, you close your eyes, they're opening another ride, another ride. So
Mhm.
they are kind of rocking and rolling in that term. So I think it only makes sense that they would move into the hotel side of it.
Yep. So they have not formally announced this. This report is based on other folks reporting, namely Behind the Thrills and WKMG. But it looks like they want to place a 6th-floor, 250-room hotel that would be attached to the eastern side of Discovery Cove. And they, previously had dug up plans for a separate 15-story hotel with 504 rooms. That one would be attached to the southeast corner of SeaWorld Orlando itself, close to the Nautilus Theater. So between the two of this, there's 750 hotel rooms. That's not huge. I mean, you compare that to something like, Endless Summer Resort or the Terra Luna and Stella, whatever resorts that
Yeah.
they're building over at Epic. These are modest-sized hotels,
I think it's
but
realistic for this.
yes,
Yeah.
I was going to say that it makes sense for the kind of crowds that SeaWorld gets. And this is on top of the new Penguin Trek ride that is coming this spring, taking over the old Antarctica dark ride. So a lot of movement over at SeaWorld. We're always talking about Disney World and Universal, but SeaWorld is not sitting still.
Nope.
Um, some little details include for this 250-room hotel, it would also include a spa, a children's program space, bar, fitness center, a gift shop, and that we've even got a name for the dining location. It would be called the Treetop Restaurant. So we will keep an eye on that and see if that moves forward.
Yes, I was most surprised by the spa because,
Yeah,
we don't have spas. There's really just Grand Floridian,
and Mandara at Portofino. Yeah,
and
so that
Portofino.
would
Yeah,
that would be a good differentiator for them,
yeah,
especially attached to Discovery Cove, because I can see having a spa day mixed with
yeah.
a day of just floating around at
Chill.
Discovery Cove.
Mhm.
Very chill. All right. And finally, in the news in the queue, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay is already kicking off their Mardi Gras 2024 celebration. And our reporter, John Self, got to drive down there and check it out. They are running on weekends through March 3rd. It's similar to last year's event, and it is included in regular park admission.
I love it. Yeah, this parade looks really fun. Of course, there's bead throwing, which we
Yep.
all love. I just had to get my Mardi Gras outfit out for Universal, and I found a big Ziploc bag of beads. I can never throw them out. I just love them.
Well, yes. So they've got all of your standard Mardi Gras essentials, like you mentioned, starting with the parade. This
Mhm.
one starts at Zagora Cafe and then moves through the Coke Canopy over by the bird garden section of the park. They don't have the big floats designed by Kern that they have at Universal. This is mostly a foot-based parade with some banners and big costumes and stilt walkers. Still very colorful. It happens multiple times a day. 12:30 p.m., 2:30 p.m., 4:30, and 6:30 p.m. And then it ends up at what they call the bead balcony, which is kind of like a little stationary float that gives them a platform where they can climb up and toss beads to the crowd. And it looks like they do a special job of trying to make sure that the kids get beads. So
I'm
that's always good to
having
see.
flashbacks to the COVID year of Mardi Gras at Universal. Remember when they
All
just had
right.
the
Yes,
floats out there were stationary, but there were people up there?
I kind of liked it.
Me too. It's
Yeah.
really fun.
They've also got authentic New Orleans jazz bands, brass bands, um, playing under a covered stage near where the parade concludes. So get you out of the sun or the rain as we've had lately. And these run about 4 times, about 15 minutes per show. And of course, all this is going to make you hungry and thirsty for some Mardi Gras food. They have stands set up around the park, just like last year. And again, sampler lanyards are probably your most cost-effective way. They start at $45 for 5 samples, and there's a special 12 sampler lanyard if you are a pass holder.
Always a good deal if you
Yeah.
plan to use it.
Yeah. Our reporter especially recommends the Cajun barbecue short rib.
Ooh.
And there is also Louisiana hot shrimp on the menu and beignets.
Of
Just
course.
be aware the beignets are served room temperature. They're not piping hot. So.
Oh.
Anyway, overall, our reporter enjoyed his day at Busch Gardens, Tampa, and you can check out his full report at attractionsmagazine.com or head over to buschgardens.com/Tampa for more information about the event. All right, that will just about wrap up the news in the queue. Before we get to this week's main attraction, it's time to hear a word from our sponsors.
The Attractions Podcast is brought to you by MEI and MouseFan Travel. Whether your next vacation is a magical trip to the theme parks, an exciting adventure to the pyramids of Egypt, or just a relaxing cruise on the turquoise waters of the Bahamas, MEI Travel provides premium service and expert advice to help you get the most of your vacation. They are always free of any hidden fees or costs to you. Visit them at mei-travel.com.
It's time for the main attraction.
All right, for this week's main attraction, the concert lineup has finally been announced for Universal Mardi Gras at Universal Studios Florida. And they've got some big names and new names this year for the concert series, which kicks off February 3rd. And the event runs through April 7th.
Yes, I will be there for opening night, which is Walker Hayes. So I'm excited for that because I love that Applebee's song.
So I love the Applebee's song. Every year we have a new lineup, and every year it makes me feel older and older because there are fewer and fewer people on the list who I could actually name more than one song for.
You know, Bare Naked Ladies.
I do, yes. But the thing is that when I started with Mardi Gras, Bare Naked Ladies would have been one of the current acts.
Yeah.
And now they are one of the retro acts. So but yes, February 3rd, it kicks off with Walker Hayes. February 10th, the All American Rejects are back again. February 17th, Ellie King. And February 18th, someone that I know, Casey and the Sunshine Band.
You're not bad.
Yes. February 24th, as you mentioned, Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes.
March 2nd, DJ Khaled. March 9th, Ava Max. March 10th, Queen Latifah.
Oh.
March 16th, Luis Fonsi. And on March 17th, Zed. So definitely a varied lineup. Some people from my generation, some people from current generation. Definitely a good mix. Which one of those, other than you're going to be there opening night, which other ones would you come
I
back
am
for?
going to come back for Bare Naked Ladies because Adam loves them. So
Absolutely. All right. Well, maybe I can meet up with you.
Yeah, you should. I am still waiting about the food though. They're still holding out on the menus, and I'm
you are
fancy.
You are correct. We do know the theme of the parade this year. It has got a astronomical theme with the floats. The new floats are going to be inspired by Earth, wind, fire, water, sun and the moon. So elemental, astronomical, I don't know. But they're going to be joined by the traditional floats, which include the King and Queen float, the Big Jester float,
Crocodile?
and of course the Gator. The Mardi Gras Gator is
Gator.
always got to be back
So
every
good.
time. And so we have some teases about the food, the international flavors of Carnival. Universal's gone way beyond New Orleans to also include Spain, China, Germany. Some of the ones that we know, there's going to be more than 60 items. We know we'll have a fried green tomato po' boy, beignets, of course.
Yeah.
We're going to get a chicken schnitzel. You're going to pronounce this one for me. Chilaquiles verdes?
Chilaquiles.
Thank you
So
very
that's
much.
like the in Mexico they have it at
I can
breakfast.
eat it. I just can't pronounce it.
Yeah, like the nachos thing. The schnitzel I think they also had last year, which was amazing. I don't know if you tried it. It was so good.
So you will be able to indulge in all of these flavors of Carnival with a food and beverage card, which you can purchase a $75 card for $65. Or if you're a pass holder, they've got a special. You get $150 worth for $120, and then you
Yes,
can apply your annual pass discount on top of that.
Yes.
That's a great deal.
I bought that last year, and I
Mhm.
didn't even really use it at Mardi Gras. I think I just saved it for to use it at dinner one night. You could use it anywhere. and it
Anywhere,
doesn't
yeah.
expire. So
Any on-site restaurant that is Universal
it's
owned and
incredible.
operated, they accept it. So it's a great deal. And if you're heading over to the hotels, maybe you're making a staycation or a vacation out of Mardi Gras. The hotels are all going to be joining in the fun with exclusive Mardi Gras food and beverage. Island Dining Room at Royal Pacific's got a crawfish and an andouille sausage egg roll. Mardi Gras empanadas at Amatista in Sapphire Falls. Jambalaya at Endless Summer, and more items. So lots of ways to indulge in the park and outside the park.
Yes, it is like my favorite. If I had to pick one theme park festival, it is my
Mhm.
favorite. There's such an energy with the music and the street
Mhm.
performers, and that parade is like the best parade ever. It is so good. I cannot wait. My beads are ready.
Well, if you want to join in, they've got a whole bunch of ticket specials that they're going to be running through the Mardi Gras celebration. If you're a Florida, Georgia resident, you can buy a 2-park 1-day ticket, and you get 3 days for the price of 1 day. Or anyone who lives in the U.S., Canada, or Latin America can buy a 2-park ticket, and they'll give you 2 days for free. So those are both pretty good deals.
Oh yeah.
Or just become an annual pass holder, and right now they're still throwing in 3 months free with any 12-month pass. And once you have that pass, you can get up to 40% off rooms at the hotels through this Mardi Gras season. So some good discounts. Check out universalorlando.com/Mardi Gras for all the details. One last little detail is that if you're an annual pass holder and you were hoping to ride a float for free, you're too late. Those came out on Friday morning at they sent out the email at 9 a.m. And I was in the park. I was on a ride. By the time I got off the ride and tried to log
It went quick. Yeah.
I think they gave me the option of one date that I was going to be out of town when I got in there at 9:45, and by the time I refreshed it, they're all gone before 10.
Yes.
So
It is such a thrill to do it though, so I totally get why it's so popular. It is one of the coolest experiences. It takes a few hours, so you have to be aware of like the rehearsals and stuff like that. So it does eat up a big chunk of your day if you're on vacation, but it is fun.
they still have some dining packages available. You can look into that, but honestly, the best way to do it is to check the app. They sometimes do a virtual queue through the app, or just hang out
Mhm.
around the
Animal
animal
actors,
actors
yeah.
stage about 90 minutes before the parade.
Just
and
loiter over there, yeah.
they almost always take last minute walk-ups. Just be sure that you don't do it on a night where you care about the concert. try to do it on a non-concert night, or do it on a night for a concert you don't care about,
Mhm.
because you will not be off of that float in time to get a good view of the concert.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to just about wrap
Yes.
things up. But before we go, we want to take a look back at some of the comments that we got. Michael Bingham wanted us to know that his mom says hello
Oh,
as well.
yay.
Thank you, Michael's mom. He's excited about the Anaheim Ducks and bummed he will not be there. Remembering that Stanley Cup championship season back in 2007. And he looks like he's also excited about the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll all meet up together at Universal for that show. In the meantime, we want to thank once again our sponsors, MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. We want to remind everyone to please leave us a rating or a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you happen to be listening to us. And be sure to follow us at attractionsmagazine.com and search for Attractions Magazine on your favorite social media platform. Carly, where can everyone find you
Yes.
until next week?
Yes. I'm on Instagram at Adventures by Carly, and I am on X at Carly Caramata.
I am on all the platforms at S. Kuberski, and you can also find me and my books at The Unofficial Guides or at theunofficialguides.com. And until next week, we hope you folks stay safe, try something new, and most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
And we will see you again next time. Bye.
Bye.